Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to learn about the regression line, and this is the first model that you are going to learn. So, what is it? So, there are two important concepts that we are going to see in this video. What is meant by the slope and y-intercept, and secondly, we will see that how you can actually uh, calculate these regression coefficients, which is called the slope again, and we will be using a simulator in order to understand the basic idea of the regression line. So let's start. So here you can see that we are just taking an hypothetical example where we are having two variables. First one is the study hours and second is GPA. And you know that to form the association between these two variables, there should be some logic, some theoretical perspective you should be having in your mind before uh, you come up with a regression model. So we can say that study hours might be having an impact on the GPA. If a student is giving more time to his studies, we can assume that the CGPA of this particular student will be higher as compared to a student who is giving less time to the study hours. So in this way, we can actually build a model in order to see that how we can actually establish this relationship and how we can actually develop the causality of these two variables. Okay, let's build a case and we will be assigning the hypothetical values. And we are building a case. Assume that we are conducting a survey in which 10 students are participating, and we want to see that what are their data points. So we are asking two values in which we are asking students to mention their study hours and their CGPA. So assume that we are just taking the hypothetical value, and you will see here in this simulator the values will be automatically plotted. So you just look at the behavior of the regression line. So let's start putting the values. I'm just taking hypothetical value. So you can see we are just mentioning the study hours and GPA. And here in this case, I'm just taking the six observation. Here you can see these are the actual observation and this is the regression line. And on regression line, this is called the model line as well. There are two parameters which are important. Please note that the first one is the y-intercept. Y-intercept is the point where regression line cuts to the y-axis. Here if you look closely, this is the point where the regression line is cutting to the y-axis. Second important information of this model is the rate of change. How much study hours contributing towards the GPA, and that rate of change is called the slope or the beta coefficient. If you look at the values here, you can see that the slope is 0.0675, and again we are not going into the calculation how this actually values is calculated. In this simulator you can actually see all the steps by clicking on the show incremental steps. If you want to calculate manually, so these are the formulas which are mentioned here. But the important thing is that how this slope is calculated, I'll just explain you after explaining the y-intercept. So y-intercept is the point where y-axis, the regression line is cutting to the y-axis. So these two important information on this model we need to grab, and we should be able to actually explain what does it mean. So this slope is representing to the all the points. So this is the first point that you have to keep in your mind. This slope is this rate of change is explaining to the all data points, or in other words, this is the generalized rate of change that could be applied to the all six students. and this y-intercept is also again representing to the all, all students. And how we are going to interpret this slope? So we can say that a student giving 1 hour to the study, the CGPA will be improved by 0.06765. And when we are going to explain the y-intercept, so y-intercept is the point where a student is not giving time to the studies. So still we are having some CGPA. So what does it mean? It means that there are some other variables as well which are not in our model that can contribute towards GPA, even if a student is not giving time to his studies. So now the most important question is that how this slope and y-intercept is calculated. And intuitively speaking, what actually regression line does, it actually find out a progression line, the model line, which actually represents to the all points. And all points only representing to this regression line if the distance between each point from that particular regression line is minimum, which is called the error term or the residual value. So this is the first concept that you have to keep in your mind, that the best fit model line will be having less error, which actually called sum of square of error as well. So we'll be explaining this idea in the upcoming videos.